Hello, welcome. This is another Data+Train live stream, day number 26 in August. Welcome back. If it's your first time here, an extra special welcome for you, and a quick reminder too. I'm going to run the cursor in a second. There it is. And quick reminder to subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed. If you have questions, we have our social chat available. So put those questions into the chat window and we will do our very best to answer those today for you. If not, if you're watching a recording of this session and you didn't manage the live stream, then put your comments or put your questions, I should say, into the comments, and we will be able to get back to those as soon as we see those. So welcome everyone, and we've got another 20-30 minutes kind of worth of content for you around Power BI, data science and other technologies, and we're going to be sharing that with you right now. So let me just check everything is good in terms of all of the kind of session information. Let me just check that we are live. And we are good by looks of it. Excellent. Hopefully you can hear me okay. And if you can't, do put a comment in the chat window so I can hear it. It's very difficult for me to see it from the other side. I can hear it fine in here, and all my meters are showing kind of like this. So let's get started. Let's go and bring the cursor over, and I'm going to bring the full screen up so it makes it a little bit easier to read. Cut that over, and I'll put myself in the top corner there. And just get rid of the other dialog box. There we go. So this is our mind map for the DA-100. As you may have been following along for previous sessions and previous live streams and episodes that we have put up, we are providing content and creating that content for the DA-100 certification, the Analyst and Data with Power BI role-based cert that's coming out from Microsoft. It's currently replacing the previous 77A or 20778 certification. That is due, I think, to end around the end of January 2031. So 31st of January 21, we think we have that. Okay, just adjust that level for a second. Cool. And we're going to be also doing other certification tracks. So the DP-900, the Data Fundamentals, Azure Data Fundamentals, which also has some content that relates to the DA-100, the Power BI. We have the AI-900 as well, and that is also going to, so I had a little bit of echo there when I turned off my AC there. We have the AI-900, both the DP-900 and the AI-900 I took last week. I took those certifications, and I also taught the AI-900 to 50 plus students this week as well, and that was a great one-day fundamentals. The reason why I'm also telling you about those is we are going to be doing some free training on those in the coming couple of months. So we're going to also check that that's good there, and let me just make sure that's fully off. Good. Okay, so take some of the noise out of the system. We are, as I say, doing some free training. So the dashboard in the day, which is a one-day workshop, we will be doing that sometime in September. I'm just specifically checking I'm okay on a certain date, and then I will let you know. So probably I will advise what date that is and where you can go and sign up for that. So it'll be 50 students that we can teach online. Come along and you'll be able to get that instruction. We're also going to have sorry about the echo there. We're also going to have the DP-900, and we're going to do that one in October. So that's going to be, again, a one-day course. We're going to be able to make that available to you, and just come along and kind of sign up for it, get a 3 days training. And it's all about the kind of data sources and how we store and manipulate and process data in Azure. So it's great fundamentals, and the course is called DP-900, and I'll showcase that in a little bit in a moment or two. And finally, in the AI-900, which is the fundamentals for AI, we're going to be doing that in November. So September will be the dashboard of the day. October, we're going to have a free day for you in terms of the Azure Data Fundamentals. And in November, we will have the AI fundamentals for you. So some great content coming along. And that's in addition to the videos that we're putting together for you. So if you have questions and you want me to focus on any specific aspect, do let us know. Do kind of get in touch and tell us what the kind of things you're looking for videos on, because you know what, we can put those into our kind of our mixer and get those onto our to-do list and get some videos out there. So we're starting with the DA-100 as our main kind of certification. It's one of the newest ones out there, and I also got involved in some of the content shaping of that. So I was helped in a couple of workshops, kind of what was going to be relevant to put into the content, into the exam, and what was kind of probably to be left out. You know, what kind of was good and bad to put in and out of that. And then I helped with some of the certification exam questions as well, just to validate the questions and help with that. So, you know, got some knowledge. I'm a Power BI consultant. I do Power BI consulting on a regular basis. I've been teaching Power BI for a while. My company called Beacon Intelligence and Data+Train is that kind of division for training and teaching around that. We're a Power BI UK partner and also a Data Analytics Gold partner with Microsoft. So we have that expertise. We have folks that are in our teams out with clients on a full-time basis on Power BI, and a number of Microsoft certified trainers, I should say, that teach those topics, but also consultants as well. So if you want more information about that, get in touch. We're on Twitter, Neil_Hambly, or you can just email me, neil@beaconintel.co.uk. And that information, by the way, is there. So if you want to go to the mind map, the link's in the description below. You can get all the contact details for us. Okay, let's go look at what we have to cover today inside of Power BI. So I'm going to go back into Microsoft Learn, kind of our favorite place to go for content around the DA-100. And I'm going to go and get the roles for the data analyst. So you've probably seen this before, but there's a drop down, 4 roles, and in there we have the data analyst. Now below that, we also have data engineer. Very useful for you to also check that one out as well. They're kind of very useful. And then the AI engineer, you can see, is kind of a little bit further up as well. So these 3 here are going, take the top one. There we go, that one there, and the data engineer one. I managed to bath that up somehow. Okay, let's go and look at what all the different resources are. So I'm going to go and search for Power BI. Now, if I go to Power Platform and open that up and go to the filter, I'm filtering for Power Space BI. Remember the space between them. Often we write it without a space, but we need the space in our search criteria, and we get all the modules that are available here. Let me expand that a little bit bigger and just make it a slightly larger visibility. So here we are, 54 different modules. Some of those are also going to be what we call learning paths, which are, let me just click that box, and you see that we have 10 different learning paths that are related to Power BI. So getting started, preparing the data, creating and using analytics, modeling the data. So we performed a couple of options here already. We're going to spend a bit more time going into some of these. And today I'm just going to go spend a bit more time in the visualized data in Power BI as what we want to focus in on. So if I come down, and one thing I also want to make you aware of, if you haven't been here before, you may not have heard this or know about this, is in some of these modules, there are specific labs that you can go and click on, and that lab will load up, and it's a completely enclosed environment that's created for you. Has Power BI installed, so you don't even need to have a machine with Power BI installed in it to go and learn Power BI. You can go and work on these environments and get all the content you need. Okay, so that's going to be an awesome way of kind of bringing that information back. Just checking the chat window and seeing if we have any chats. None at the moment. I'm going to launch that lab. We'll come back to that in a few moments. It takes about 2 minutes to load, but I wanted to show you it and kind of click on Start Lab. And what we're going to do is get a complete kind of environment loaded up, and I'll show you what that looks like as soon as that's loaded. So we'll give it about 2 minutes roughly. When we come down, we're going to look at kind of what's in the D drive, and there's a whole bunch of different labs you can walk through, and you can go and kind of create these different reports and figure out things like interactivity, filtering panes, kind of all the different kind of visualizations, loading data into it. So all the prepare the data, model data, visualize the data, all those steps are part of these instructions. And we'll go and have a look at that in a few moments. So let's go, before we do that, I'm going to go back to the exam section here. And you're probably still waiting for more information to come in here. I've got the other videos. I've been busy for the last couple of days with a bunch of kind of other things like teaching a course and doing a bit of consulting work. So I had to delay my work on these videos, etc. But I've now got a clear run for a week or so. So I'm going to look forward to getting involved in building a few more videos and getting them out. So episode 1 of the DA-100 got loaded up. We've also done a bit of promotion on that, and we've got over 2,500 views alone in the last day on this DA-100. So go check out that episode 1. And if you want to see where we are going to minimize that. Let's just go grab, not quite ready there yet. Just want to check if that was. We clear, clicking the wrong buttons today. Come on, where's the cursor gone? There we go. Clear that one. Okay, so come back to that, but I'm just going to go grab the, where's the one I want to see? It's kind of eluding me, so I'm just going to go and open up Edge and go into Edge, and I'm going to go into Data+Train, which is my channel. So, and in here, go to the videos, and the one that I'm referring to is this one here. We've had over 3,000 views on that in the last day or so. So we uploaded it later afternoon yesterday, or day before yesterday, and then I was training all yesterday, and then we kind of come back and we've seen quite a few people checking it out. So let me know what you think of it. There's a lot of things I'm going to improve, kind of some of the additional kind of labels, information to put on there, but I would like your feedback. So if you want to kind of tell me what worked, what didn't work for you, please do so. That'd be awesome. And if you like it, give us the thumbs up. That really does help. If you're not subscribed, please do that as well. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We are currently sitting at a tidy 688 subscribers right now. So we're doing pretty good. And we have a bunch of kind of materials to share with you. So, and also check out our playlists. We've got ones for Power BI, and we'll have others like the data science, AI, and you name it. As we go through, we'll build additional playlists for the different exams and different certifications that we're doing. But this is the certification series that we're trying to get. Okay, so let me just minimize that. Come back and see if this is nearly ready. Oh, kind of it's getting there. So it's taking a bit long today. It can take a few minutes sometimes, and typical when you want to do a demo that you're going to have to wait a few extra moments. Who knew that was going to happen? We don't know. So anyway, I'm going to show this in a second. As soon as it's available, we'll delve in and we're going to show you what's inside of this lab. But while we're waiting for that, I will go and pick up the instructions again. So let me go and go back to the website, and it seems to have disappeared on me. Okay, so what have I done there? Let me see if I can find it again. Okay, so it was there, and I seem to either closed it down somehow or gone to a different screen. Let me just see if I can figure it out. Okay, not there. I'm going to open up a new one, and we'll do it from there then. So apologies for that. It seems to be eluding me today on. So I'm going to open up a brand new one, bring that back into the window. And we're going to go to our collection and our DA-100, which is down here, and there we go. And I'm going to click into the mind map. So there's a link for that, by the way, inside of the description if you want to go and check that out. You can also kind of put comments in there, and more information is going to be shared inside of this mind map over the next week or two. But let me go jump back in. I'm going to go to my browse. I'm going to go to my DA-100. So Power BI actually. I wanted to do Power BI with the space. And just minimize that a little bit so we can actually see it. And I'm going to go down to the visualize data. So here's the, where was the one we were looking for? There we are, visualize data in Power BI. And if I go down to the instructions, we'll see kind of that it says how to go through and perform all these instructions. Now these instructions again inside of that lab, but we're going to go and create this specific report. And if I go to a bit further down, you'll notice that we're focusing in on things like how to filter material. So we started looking at filtering yesterday, And we wanted to also create filter panes. We want to convert that into a drop-down list, resize that so we got a nice kind of sizing and the right location of that. And then we're going to kind of have that ability to filter out those results nice and easily with the inside of the canvas. We're going to have the filter pane to the right hand side of the canvas as well, which allows us to do additional filtering at both the all pages or individual page or individual visual level as well. So we looked at that a little bit yesterday, but we say we've got more content inside of these labs. So let me go and see that lab's ready. Okay, so I'm just going to close that a second and go back to that window and go to the top and see if I can launch my lab, because sometimes I find it kind of doesn't always give me, so it's coming back to this, so it's taking a while. We might have to be patient, and it may not come up. It's taking definitely 4 or 5 minutes more than normal, so I do apologize. I'm at the mercy of the lab gods here. Let me go down a bit further. So I'm going to go down to a little bit too far. There we go. Stop. So we were here. We were looking at the visualizations for the filtering, and here we can go into the formatting and say whether we want to have an individual kind of selection or whether we want to have to multiple selections. So we want that select all option at the top, and we can do multiple selections, or we can do an individual selection as well. So we have that ability to call those. Okay, let me just zoom out. So going down, we see more information. We can see the positioning. We're going to bring the fields from the fields pane, or the specific columns rather from the fields pane, and drag those into the visualization axis. So we want maybe the sales and the month, and we're going to do some additional things like, bringing in the values that we want to show. In this case, profit margin, we want to throw that into line values, and then we're going to have a nice visual. And the layout is also something that's going to be very important. So we might want to use some templates and layouts, but we want to be able to position the graphs and the visuals in a nice format for us, and we'll see how to do that inside of that lab. So we're going to take this kind of design page, and we're going to end up kind of be able to kind of build something a little bit more useful in terms of how it's reviewed, and being able to kind of consume visually the contents and see what values are. So, are we doing, for example, the order of the values in the correct month order? So July, August, September, October, etc. Or would we essentially be looking at kind of having them ordered in the highest values, which is probably maybe the default? So we're going to start doing some formatting, organizing, ordering of values there. Let's go and check to see if it's ready. And I'm just going to refresh there, just kind of see if that helps at all. And it doesn't at all. So we seem to have a bit of a glitch here with the lab. Let me just close it out again. Go to the top. I'm going to refresh this page and click Launch Lab and Start Lab, and nope, it's not going to play with us. So yesterday it kind of came up after about 4 minutes when I looked at it. Normally it's about 2 minutes, but I think there seems to be an issue with loading these labs today for some reason. So what I will do is I'm going to have a few more minutes so I can kind of check it on it again, but I don't think we'll maybe able to get into the specific demo today. So yeah, fortunately we're going to have to live with that a little bit. But I'll come back and check in a 5 minutes and see a few minutes and see if it's kind of ready at all. But as you can see, all the instructions are available, and we can also go in and kind of create all these different pages, explore the report, publish it. So there's a lot of great information available in this specific lab. And going back to the main kind of content here, you can see that we have 10 different modules. Let me just zoom in a little bit there. And the lab obviously is just one of those. So we're going to start kind of with adding a quick introduction to what the visuals are. So kind of, and then you're going to walk through each of those units to explore what the capabilities are, what the built-in visualizations are. What's a custom visual? How do I bring in? So looking at some of these stuff down here, there's a ton of little kind of custom visuals. Try that again, Neil. And hold the control key this time. We got a ton of different custom visuals that have been imported into that report. So that's going to make that kind of maybe a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more colorful. You can get and choose specific kind of visuals that are useful. So I've got things like my chitlick slicer. I like that and use that a lot. There's a few other kind of map type custom visuals as well. And additional ones are always being added. So if you look at the monthly release and have a look down in what the visuals are, you'll see there's probably a list of several different new visuals or enhancements to existing visuals that actually get kind of put in play all the time. Okay. Cool. So we are just exploring a little bit about kind of what's there. The best way to learn, though, is to get these mitts handy and onto the keyboard and start building some reports. And if you want a bit of inspiration, let's go and have a look at the PowerBI samples that exist. So I'm going to go powerbi.com. I'm going to open up that, go to resources, learn. And if I go to overview there, if you come down, we have a nice link into all of the samples that are there. And you can go to the samples here. And you'll get a bunch of different samples. So there's some built-in ones. You'll see it on the left-hand side here. There's a ton of different kind of samples built in, as well as there's a kind of forum where you can actually look at kind of people's kind of own promoted versions of their samples. So this is kind of the built-in ones. But go to additional kind of content inside of PowerBI. Let me go to the top one and go back a level. And go to resources, and I think it was under support, and we've got learn, and we've got now I remember where this is now, trying to remember where they put it because I did lose it for a second. I think it's the showcase, no, community, there was it. So community galleries. My apologies for forgetting where it was on the portal there. So come into the galleries, and there's a bunch of really cool, very nice examples that kind of help you get related. So I'm just going to go and say, let's look at the themes gallery. Look at some of the different themes that people have put together. And you can go and kind of use these to help with your own building the reports. There's also, if we go to galleries as well, go back and we can see maybe like a data stories gallery. There's quick measures galleries. There's a ton of different other galleries out there as well. So kind of go and check those out. There's some really, really nice ones kind of being showcased here. And it can give you some ideas, give you some kind of, hey, I'd like to really do something with that kind of type of format and look at. Explore and kind of absorb, as they say. Let's see if that, ta-da, lab is up. Great, okay, so we get a 4-hour window here to work with the lab. Although the lab is only about 45 minutes long, you get literally a 4-hour window, so you can come back. And also, if you don't complete it in one go, or you want to have another run at it, just go in and run it again. It's not limited to a single run, so you can go in. Now what we're going to do is click on resources, click on Control-Alt-Delete. I like this bit where I can just click on the little thing and ask it to type. I love if I could do that just for everything I do, just like click on stuff, click on close. We don't want to worry about that. Now if we go into the folder, and I'm just going to explore that a little bit. You'll see that we want to go into my PC drive. I want to go to all files first, and then you'll see that we have a DA-100 folder. Open that up, and here, this is where you have all those different labs that are available. So go check out those labs. Take some time, go through them. You can see, let's go pick a random lab number 6B maybe, and we're going to go in and go to the starter. And what we have is a file then, a PBIX. So remember, we're loading this into a kind of virtual environment. So we have the software already installed. I would also check what version of this is installed. So if you're trying to check out some of the latest, greatest kind of release versions, it may be that this model, this version of PowerBI Desktop is not at the latest version. I'll go and check once it's there, see what version we have. But you potentially might want to go and upgrade this if you're trying to check something else out. Let me just check that. So I'm going to go to help, and I'm going to go to about, and we've got June. So it's only a couple of months behind. July, was out last month, and we also have the August release. And the August release has some really cool stuff around user kind of end user perspectives, and there was also a text CSV by example. So go and check the blog, and if you don't know where the blog is, let me just script back to here. Come to resources, go to blog, and you've got the summary. In this case, the last one that was released was on the 12th, and here you can see all of the cool stuff around different kind of perspective support for personalization visuals, the lasso, that's kind of cool. I've looked at a little bit. Some dynamic formatting for some of the visuals, that's going to be cool as well. And here's some new visualizations. Here's the text CSV by example, and they do have a nice little video that you can go and watch that kind of explains what's in that release. So also worth checking out. And the middle of the month kind of ish, so somewhere between 10 and usually between the 10th and 20th is a release, depends on what cadence they're on the release. Check it out, get notified when that kind of comes out, and just check, just keep updated with the latest versions. I will also remind you to maybe keep a copy of an earlier release if you want to go back, because they only keep certain copies of those installs for a while up on the kind of main download center. So I always keep a copy of those going back for a while, if in case I want to go to an earlier, say June release. Okay, so let's go back quickly to the lab. And you can see here what we've got is, let's close on that, and we've got some visual, but it's not very kind of pretty right now, but they're going to want to kind of make this a little bit nicer. And we've got the data sets, we've got the model, and let's kind of just minimize that a little bit. There we go, and let's make that visible inside of that. So you can see how the relationships are. You see there's a bunch of one-to-many relationships between different data sets. Just check those out, see exactly what the model is, what tables you have, and then you'll be able to know how to build that. But all your instructions are going to be inside of this instruction pane on the right hand side here. So you go in, you'll see the instruction pane, and you'll be able to kind of follow through all those instructions to build your report and get to the end result. So check that out, see what you think, see if that's worth looking at. I'm just going to go and check my chat window, and kind of seem to have lost it for a second, but let's see if I can find it. Okay, on there, and nothing there at the moment, so cool. So that is going to be a wrap for today. So thank you for joining. If you are still around and you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscription button. I'm going to get my Stream Deck working one of these days to do this. It seems to stop working for some reason. I think I have to go and reprogram it. If you like what you see, thumbs up, and I will see you in another video either tomorrow at 8:30 for one of our live streams, or in another video we upload in the next few days. Ta-da for now. Bye everyone.